Hi, I'm Jessica and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm making a Captain America shield coaster with the help of my friend Alan. The steps are 3D print the coaster, make a silicone mold of the 3D print, and then make a coaster out of hard plastic using the silicone mold. I found the design for the Captain America coaster on Thingiverse, link in the description, and Alan printed the coaster for me using his 3D printers. The reason for making a mold of this print and then making a coaster out of hard plastic is because the filament used for printing is not dishwasher safe. It'll melt. To get the printed coaster ready for molding, the printing layers needed to be sanded down and filled in with filler primer until the coaster was fairly smooth. Silicone picks up all bumps, so any printing lines will be visible in the silicone mold. After the coaster was sanded down and primed, I then glued the coaster into a mold container which Alan designed and printed. I then used Umu 30 to make the mold. To use this product, combine equal parts part A and part B and mix the two until well combined. The color should come out purple, so if there are any pink or blue streaks, then it's not mixed thoroughly. To mix this product, I used a plastic drinking cup and a screwdriver, which made scraping down the sides difficult because I didn't want to damage the cup. I would suggest using a mixing cup that is much stronger and don't use a screwdriver as a mixing tool. That way you don't run the risk of accidentally damaging the cup and having silicone pour out all over you. Once the product was all mixed, I poured the silicone into my container with the printed coaster. I poured from a good 4 inches above the container to allow any bubbles to burst as the silicone poured. That way, my mold wouldn't have any bubbles in it. I also poured the silicone on the outside rim and allowed it to naturally flow over the coaster to get into all the crevices. We then waited about 9 hours or so to allow the mold to cure. Once cured, it was time to unmold the silicone and pour a hard plastic coaster.
Oh, that works. That's working pretty well. I think you should just be able to pull it out. Yeah. Yep. You're gonna just be able to pull it out.
I might want to go around so it doesn't stick.
It shouldn't. I mean, it should be flexible enough that it should be fine. Since yours just is extrusions, then it should work. That worked.
Whoa! Cool!
Yeah. Oh no, you got a little divot in the side there.
Yeah, I got a little thing. That's okay.
Wait, what is that from?
I think,
Because that's not... Did you put your finger in there and smush it?
No, I think that was from the super glue. Because look at it's right there.
Let me see.
It's from the super glue.
Oh, it's from the super glue.
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is so cool, though. Look it worked. Also, that's fine.
Yeah, you can sand that down later.
Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, it looks so good.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take with this, which I have, which is the Onyx Fast Black. And we're going to mix that and pour it in. And it should be cured enough that it shouldn't cause any problems. This is only filled up to about there. So instead of sticking the popsicle stick in it, you can just swirl them around. And usually that works. But if you mix it too much, you can introduce bubbles. So I just like going slow with the whole thing, just to get it all mixed up. So also with these, because this cures so quickly, I'll usually pour sort of uneven amounts. I'll pour a certain amount of part A. Is this part A? Or is this part B? I'll pour a certain amount of part B and part A. Part A is a little bit more liquidy than part B. Mm-hmm. And so I'll pour a little bit more, or is that what I do? A little bit more of part A in here, a little bit less of part B, and then I just pour A into B. I don't know if you're supposed to do it that way, but it's worked every time for me. So, gloves. This stuff, if this gets anywhere, this is permanent, and this will not come out. If it gets on your skin, it's going to be there for days. And we're going to go 4 teaspoons, so 20 milliliters. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So that'll be 2 teaspoons in here. So that much. Not very much at all. We have a little over 2, so we're going to go with about that much. Which I put a little too much in there, but that's fine because I'm pouring A into B, and I believe you're supposed to go the other way around, but whatever. So, there we go. Got a little bit on the desk, but that should be fine. Now this is going to quickly, there you go, turn exothermic. As soon as I feel it heating up, we're going to pour it into the mold. So I'm just feeling it now. And this is only, like, I know when to pour it. This is a thin mold, so I'm going to let this one heat up probably more than I normally would. Ooh, it's heating up. There's a lot of mass in terms of this right now, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's deeper, but when we pour it out in there, it's going to be more shallow. And so that will not be as massive. And so this one we want to get pretty hot, but not to the point of setting up. And that's about it right there. So this is pretty, yeah, getting pretty hot. So this will be difficult to film, but I'm just going to pour it in the center.
It's not going to melt the mold, is it?
No, that's the reason that you use this mold. Yeah, I went a little under on this. Whoops. So we know for next time. But we're going to get a nice top on this at least. But the reason that you use a mold, a silicone mold, one of the many reasons, is that silicone has a really high melting point. So that was a little less than what we needed. Like I don't have any more in there. Feel this. Feel the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, it is warm.
Yeah, and that's just the residual from the sides. That's going to be much hotter. But being that this is open, I haven't done this for a while, but this we should be able to see it actually cure almost in real time. It's not jiggly anymore. If you push it too hard, you can put fingerprints in it, I think. Because it'll take a few hours to fully set, but it should be able to be removed.
Oh.
Remember, it's going to be floppy a little bit still. You should just be able to pull it out. You shouldn't have to do that. But it's going to still be floppy, just a little bit. But it should separate, and then you just lay it flat on the desk and you let the rest of the curing happen. Don't push it down necessarily, because I think you just put some texture in it, but...
Whoops. Oh well.
Not the greatest first attempt. My fault. And maybe we mixed it up a little bit wrong, or maybe I mixed it up a little bit wrong, but it's a first attempt. It's got a lot of bubbles in it, and it is still floppy, right?
Yeah.
So don't push it down, let gravity just grab it, because you can pick it up and make it sort of floppy, and then as soon as you lay it down, gravity should adjust and make it not floppy.
Okay. Mold take 2, because the first one didn't turn out as great as we wanted.
We're doing 2 tablespoons, which is 30 milliliters, so we need to do 15 in each. Ooh, that was right at 15. So a little bit more than 15. That's about 17 or 18. So I'll do the same thing on the other one. So right over 1. Yeah, that was a little too much. But that's fine, because this one can have a little too much. Now this one has a lot more, right? So I'm going to hold it like this until it gets actually pretty hot. I'm going to go very, very close to its pot life. So I'm going to risk pouring out actual plastic and it not being liquid. But the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to get a lot more exothermic reaction in here. In doing that, this should cure a lot harder. This is getting pretty hot, but I'm going to get to the point of it going much hotter than this. Like I've used this material a lot, so I know its limits, and I'm going to push right to the edge of its limits. Okay, so we're going to start by making sure that we get a little bit down in there. Let's just do this. It's going to happen way too soon. Like it was curing, it was about ready to cure. So we're gonna do that. I was going to sort of brush it in a little bit more. One of the things people say to do is take an orbital sander and vibrate the desk. But I'm not gonna vibrate the desk too much. I'm just gonna massage this a little bit. So we waited about 15 minutes to demold this. That's about, what did we wait last time? 10 minutes on the last one?
Yeah, about 10.
So this one's 5 minutes longer. It should have a demold time of around 10 minutes. So 15 minutes should be much longer. But, and you can even see, you can even see this one is far less floppy now that it's had time to set. But again, it's so thin. Huh?
Still floppy.
It's still a little bit floppy, but it'll take a few hours to, or maybe a few days to fully set up. But it's so thin that exothermically it couldn't really react. So I let this one react a lot more exothermically when I was mixing it. And we've let it set for a lot longer in there. So hopefully this one should come out a lot better in the end. It should be much more firm. How's it feeling? Oh, if it looks like it's...
so much harder.
Yeah. Still a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, you can definitely
Actually, more bubbles this time because I had to pour it so quickly.
Definitely less floppy even than this, which has had longer to cure.
So letting it set up did definitely help.
You can see all the bubbles there on the side that got in there.
Yeah, it was a lot more bubbles than the last
one. A lot more bubbly, but a lot harder. So, that's good. Yay!
At least it's progress.
Attempt 2 was at least better than attempt 1. Take 3!
Okay. Attempt number 3.
Brush.
Brush. So we're going to do this again. We're mixing it same amounts, but this time we're going to brush it in with this chip brush on the surface.
Because the first one, not mixed long enough. Second one, mixed too long.
In terms of the bubbles forming. Okay, this one is right at about the right amounts. So, there we go. Okay, I only have oh no, it's so messy and floppy and goopy. But I should have gotten enough into there. So, oh, we didn't set something up for me to put that in. Okay, that's good enough for now. And pour the rest in. There's a little bit on the edge, so there's going to be some flashing. We have a 1-part mold, and we're going to have flashing on it, yeah. Well, this seam, not flashing, but whatever it's called.
There's some crap on the other side, too.
Yeah, which is actually pretty easy to remove. demolding again.
Okay.
Okay, last one. I'm doing a wider shot.
I definitely need to go around this one because you got crap all over the sides.
Yeah, this one's a little different. Oh, this one looks like it's doing really good. Is it floppy at all? A little bit. How does it still have like...
Still have some bubbles.
Yeah. Not as many in the center, which is where I focused on. I didn't focus at all on the edge.
Yeah, there's still some bubbles on the edges.
The one other thing we can do is the baby powder.
It's still warm, actually.
Yeah.
This one needs more time to, like, chill.
Literally.
Literally. And you have crap all over my molds.
Yeah, that happens. That's how molds work. Yeah.
Cool!
So you have 3 of them. I think the third one turned out the best, although it's not perfect. And then we'll have to remove all that flashing later. I know in a 2-part mold, the seam on it where extra resin spills out is called flashing.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Now that I have my silicone mold and have made actual coasters, I can use my mold to make Captain America's shield coasters out of anything I want. So I'm planning to do another video where I take different materials to experiment, and that'll come out later this week. So click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified when I post a new video, and I'll see you next time.